Hey again, guys, it's CC Starter once again, and welcome to my next edition of Mindset Mondays. Most of us have big dreams and aspirations. We often hear the saying that if your dreams don't scare you, then they're not big enough. What if I told you that most people have it all wrong when it comes to achieving their dreams? That the last thing in the world you need is to be scared in any way of your own future. And what if I told you that you can learn exactly how to get everything you want and achieve everything you desire? I'm CC Starter Kuzmanovic of Splendidly Intrepid, and right here on Mindset Mondays, you will receive the necessary guidance and you will learn the exact techniques and steps towards achieving all of your goals, dreams, and desires. The name says it all, Splendidly Intrepid, the fearless pursuit of the life of splendor that you deserve. Welcome to the rest of your life. Hello again, and welcome once more. This is CC Starter Kuzmanovic, and I am so very happy that you're here with me on Splendidly Intrepid for Mindset Mondays once more. It is such a pleasure and a privilege for me to be able to be here and share with you and inspire you at the very tippy top of the week to make sure that I do anything that I can in order to bring you inspiration, motivation, and just rekindle that love for life that you had, that you were born with, that maybe you have forgotten. Maybe you just need a little push back into that splendor that you had as a child. Okay, so last week we talked a little bit, well, I should say that I had mentioned that this week I would talk to you about the point of attraction concept, what your point of attraction is. Okay, well, first and foremost, we should explore the fact that where your emotions are, that is your point of attraction. Okay, so ever notice that you're having a pretty crappy day and then it just gets crappier and crappier and crappier? Okay, that's the one that most of us are familiar with, right? So you have this emotional status that's not your preferred state of being, right? Because all of us, we would all agree that our preferred state of being is to be happy and joyful. Okay. Now, when you're not in your preferred state of being, that's a pretty good indication. We have this awesome gauge, this awesome internal GPS that lets us know where we stand. And last week, I talked about metacognition, which is your ability to monitor your own thoughts. We have that because we're humans, because we're cool like that. So we're able to tell where we are. Okay. Some of us, though, we just learn to just live with it. We just learn to live. We roll with the punches. Complete bullcrap. Complete bullcrap. That's a cop out because you have the power to guide your thoughts and you have the power to guide your day and to guide your life exactly as you want it. Thereby, you don't let life just happen to you. Okay? You create and design your life. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that just a lovely sentiment to have, to know, just a nice fact to live by? Well, you do. You have every power, every bit of power to make that life that you want. And it's especially so because you have metacognition, because you have the ability to monitor your own thoughts. Okay, so whenever you see yourself in a very joyful mood, more of that comes to you. More of that comes to you. Just the same way that you get off on the wrong side of the bed or whatever, right? And then the day just spirals downhill from there. The opposite is true too. So you can choose. So if you catch yourself like in a crappy mood, on purpose, start flowing your thoughts to where you want them to go. to a place where you get relief from the stress you're feeling, frustration, anxiety, discomfort of any kind. On purpose, flow your thoughts to a beautiful memory that you can recall. The last time you had a blast, the last time you had fun, the last time that anything enjoyable, or on purpose, look around you because there's plenty around you that you'll find pleasing and things that you can really appreciate. For example, one day I was driving and I caught myself in one of those funky moods. And on purpose, I started to, as I'm driving, I started to look around for things that I can appreciate. Well, I don't know what that was. For things that I can appreciate. And I spotted a grandfather walking with what I'm assuming was the grandchild hand in hand. And it touched my heart and it melted my heart. And I stayed there in that good feeling place for as long as I could. And the trick is to stay 17 seconds or more, according to the Abraham crew, right? 17 seconds or more. And then right away, law of attraction momentum kicks in. And pretty soon you'll end up with you'll be given, or you will think about, or you will attract the very next beautiful, endearing thought of the same kind. Law of attraction kicks in. It is the supreme law of the universe. Okay. So once you change your point of attraction, your set point, you start to have a better day. See, folks, there's no excuse in the world to ever have a bad day. Never, never, never. Because of metacognition, you can change your point of attraction. Okay, now, let's take it a step further, the point of attraction concept. Okay. You really don't have to know too much about a person and their motivations. It's what's going on inside their heads. You don't have to get into too much psychology. None of that to know where their life is set, where their point of attraction for their life is. Okay? Because all you have to do is observe what surrounds them. What surrounds them. If you can observe objectively, because you will be an objective observer, because you're not in their in their mind or inside their life or in their spirit. You can observe them and you can see whether they are having tough times financially, or if they are having tough time romantically, having a hard time finding a mate, or any of those. You will know where their point of attraction is, because they are literally calling into their lives exactly what they're flowing. Okay? Now, there is absolutely no judgment here. There is no judgment here whatsoever. It is just the way it is. Okay? Now, each one of those people, every single person under the sun we live in the same universe, and we all attract exactly that which we are. So who are you being every day? How are you feeling every day? Because if every day you feel crappy, promise you one thing, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. But if for just a smidget of time, if only for just 17 seconds, you can reach for relief, and do so by looking at things that please you and distract you from any funky feelings. If you can do that, then the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets. All it takes is one small mindset shift. That's all it is. That's all it takes. And then momentum kicks in and you'll start turning your day around. Some of us on this earth are so used to just living frustrated that it's easy to just go do the 17 seconds and then revert. That's okay, especially if you're over 30 like me. That's okay. But all you have to do is just simply catch yourself, because you will, because you're paying attention. So you catch yourself and then allow yourself to go back into a 17-second appreciation rampage. And once you do that, the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets. Now, as a final note, I wanted to touch upon one observation that I have in life in general, and a lot of you are going to relate to this. How about how about all the times that we ask for advice? Oh, I don't know what that is. That we look for advice from people, but we end up possibly, you know, looking or tapping into somebody who doesn't is not necessarily the most well positioned to give advice. Okay, for example, if you're looking to make your first million or your second million, or you're looking to grow financially, would you take advice or look for advice from broke people? Of course you wouldn't. But unfortunately, we are surrounded by a lot of influencing people in our lives who, hey Andrew, welcome. Thank you so much for joining in. I was just saying that when you when you want to grow financially, that you don't necessarily go looking for advice from broke people, right? But all too often we do that because unless I'll take my example, okay, me as an example. I learned a long time ago, or a little earlier on in my adulthood, that although my mom and dad have the best feelings for me, and I don't want to say intentions, and I'll tell you why in just a second, because, well, I'll tell you why now. Because you really have no right to have any intentions for anyone else. You have no right to do that. Nobody on earth has any right to have any kind of intentions for anyone else. Period. The end. So I'm correcting my speech because what I was about to say is my mom and dad have the best intentions for me. And really, I don't want to perpetuate that. Okay. They have the best feelings for me, and they want to see me grow. This is true. They're my parents, and I'm in a very healthy relationship with my parents, and they raised me, and here I am, and I turned out okay, I think. Okay. But I learned early on that if I wanted to seek motivation and inspiration and insight on becoming a millionaire, that I better not take any advice from my parents because they do not know what that's like. They don't know what it's like to be a millionaire. They're not millionaires. And this is absolutely no judgment on them. They just are not able to give me the best advice. Okay. And that's okay. That's okay. Now, when you observe another person's point of attraction, because you'll know what it is, because you will see what their life is like, make your decisions as to what your relationship will be towards them, and whether or not you're going to necessarily take advice from them. And if you are in a position, remember, you don't have any right to have any kind of intention for another person. You don't have that right. But what you can do, and this is gold, this is so golden. What you can do is you can align yourself, make sure that you are back into your source energy, align yourself, raise your vibration, lower your resistance, and in that way, flow your focus onto a person that you think could benefit from your alignment. And through that way, you end up influencing their alignment and encouraging their alignment so that they too tap in to that unfettered power that we all have. That, folks, is what you can do. That's exactly what you can do. And once more and more people start getting more and more aligned, how awesome does life turn? Huh? How awesome does life turn? In fact, I'm having this conversation about alignment and focusing my attention to alignment, and I'm getting so happy. I can't even I don't know if you can tell or not, but it works that way. And hopefully, those of you who are hearing these words are also getting influenced into your own alignment. Because, yes, Andrew, yes, because that is how it works. Momentum. 17 seconds. And I've been talking about this for more than 17 seconds, obviously. And 17 seconds triggers the very next level of alignment, and the next one, and the next one. So, whew, I'm pumped up now for the week. And I know, Andrew, you're over there in Australia, so I know that it's afternoon for you right now. That's awesome. So you're on the tail end of your Monday, but you caught Mindset Monday, so I'm so happy. And folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Those of you that are going to watch this on the replay, thank you so much. If any one concept is a little cloudy, please reach out to me, because some of this stuff can be really, really life changing when you apply it into your own lives. And I'm always available. This is one of my callings in life, and I'm so happy and so joyful to be here. And I will make sure that I will. Oh, it's 1 a.m., Andrew. My goodness. Well, good night after this. Good night. It's Tuesday for you. But I'm so joyful to be here and to be able to share with you. So until next week, thank you so much. This is CC Starter Kuzmanovic, Mindset Mondays here on Splendidly Intrepid, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye for now.